In search of something beyond routine, we rode into the unknown and found ourselves somewhere between the clouds and silence of Sikkim. And yes, welcome to Sikkim.
Sikkim is a magic. Even in the group, right? None of us have done a bike trip in Sikkim. We don't know how the roads are going to be. Sikkim is magic, absolute magic when compared to Leh Ladakh. When it comes to a club ride, we were not able to restrict it to 5 or 6 riders. So we had a cushion for 18 people and 15 of us went to Sikkim finally. Vicky is a very good friend, thoughtful mechanic. So that is why we selected Vicky, because Vicky thinks out of the box and imagines what if the customer is all alone stuck up without any help. We did a lot of pre-checks on all the bikes. Bike and prayers, there is only one place in Chennai where we do that. That is the Bodyguard Muneeswaran Kovil. That is a holy feeling that, the thing associated with the bike happens very well actually. The bike shipping was done by Safe Express. All we had to do was drop the bikes at Vanagaram Safe Express Center and they took care of the entire packing, shipping it to Siliguri. The final day came, 16th of April is when 8 of us left to Siliguri. The other 8 could not plan on the 16th, so they all started on the 17th. We reached Siliguri. From Siliguri airport, straight we hit the Safe Express Siliguri to collect all the bikes. We went there, caught hold of Mr. Sujit, who was helping us coordinating the bikes in Siliguri. The bikes were unwrapped. So with Vicky with us in the first 8, Vicky helped us fit all the mirrors on the bikes and all the loose parts, because shipping is always perfect. We also had another challenge there. A couple of bikes, we had some issues and that had to be taken care by the Siliguri service center. So we dropped a few bikes at the service center, came back to Safe Express, took the other 8 bikes and went straight to the hotel.
Vishwa Hindu Parishad Bajrang Dal.
One of the experiences in Siliguri, the Rama Navami procession, I've not seen a procession anywhere.
Like the entire town was filled with people and trucks loaded with big vans.
So the other plan was the co-riders, 8 of them were reaching Siliguri on that same day at 3 o'clock and they had to come to the showroom because all the bikes were assembled at the Siliguri showroom.
So all depends on the
Shantanu from XKMPH Rides was coordinating the entire ride for us. From ride planning, hotel booking, route planning, everything was left to Shantanu.
Hi, this is Shantanu and I'm a motorcycle travel curator, and it was a great opportunity for me to curate a trip across Sikkim for Riders Club.
He's a local guy and he knows everything what he's been doing, and he had done a fantastic job for us.
The original plan was to do an evening and night. It's a kind of a mixed ride to Darjeeling.
So we had to actually go through the procession. About 10-12 kilometers into the highway took us 1.5 hours.
For me, that was the very first ride during a night time, and that too on a steepy mountain place.
Our plan was to do only 80 kilometers, 3 to 4 hours to Darjeeling. So that became a night ride for all of us.
We usually don't do night rides, but this was an experience in itself because of Rama Navami procession that happened. It took time for us to get out, then get into the ghat session, but a different experience altogether. Finally, we managed to reach the hotel in the night and then got checked into the hotel.
Darjeeling, the sunrise is so special. There is a small hill called as Tiger Hill. If we are lucky enough, we'll be able to see the Kanchenjunga viewpoint from Darjeeling.
We all started at 3 a.m. We just went to that viewpoint. That all was a happy experience.
But it was so cloudy that day, we were not so lucky. We missed the sunrise. So we had to leave to the hotel. We had Maggie on the way, left to the hotel, took rest for a couple of hours and had a good breakfast at the hotel and started our ride to Pelling.
Darjeeling to Pelling is about 110 kilometers. While we say that the kilometers are 110, but it really takes long time for us to reach.
The road was amazing in the sense it's a different flavors of roads.
By the time we reached halfway, we kind of missed some of the riders because they were not able to catch up the speed. So we had to wait near a estate, have a tea break there, get all the riders together.
At one point of time, I just lost my control. And I was so scared also, and I was like feeling like I can't ride at all anymore.
So once we enter Sikkim, the first stop is Pelling. The total ride was about 100 kilometers. Sikkim welcomed us with different terrains, off-roads, on-roads, good roads, bad roads, no roads, everything. Water crossing, bridges. So we didn't know that, this is going to be permanent for the next 9 days. So we reached Pelling, checked in, took some good rest and got ready for the next day. So this was the first so-called rest day or a day off in Pelling. But that day we did about 80 kilometers of local sightseeing. So we started from our hotel with a beautiful viewpoint of the Kanchenjunga. Whatever we missed in the Tiger Hills, we got it in Pelling. So we hit straight to the Kanchenjunga Falls where the roads were kind of off-roads, on-roads, all mixed. So we did a good photo shoot at Kanchenjunga waterfalls and then from there we hit to Yuksum. We visited the Kanchenjunga National Park, which is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Then we went to the Ketchiperi Lake, which is one of the oldest lake in Sikkim.
A 3,500-year-old lake which we visited.
Again, the last one, the Buddha temple, skywalk.
The skywalk of Pelling. So that's a beautiful view and breathtaking mountain around.
And climbing those steps was an amazing experience. And then once you enter into the monastery, it was peaceful moment. So end of the day, it was amazing sightseeing within Pelling and we had a blast of a day.
Day 4 started with good breakfast. Bikes were all ready, or we all geared up for the day. Packed the backup truck with all our bags. So we had to do 120 kilometer or 8 to 9 hours ride.
So on the way we went to see this place, entire place, Sikkim is it's full of so many monasteries. And the special thing about monastery is like the peace of mind you are getting unawaringly. Even though we are riders, we are just riding, we had so many emotions. Even though all those things, when you just get into a monastery, the peace of mind you are getting, that's really awesome. And I can't even believe that how that only that place itself is giving it to you.
From there we started towards Rabangla. Rabangla, where there is a huge Buddha park exists, and we visited over there. And it's a very amazing and beautiful place where we can witness a lot of Buddha related.
On the way to Gangtok, we also were able to ride through the Temi Tea Garden. This is one of the world's best tea gardens, and we were able to ride through the beautiful roads inside the Temi Tea Garden. After crossing the Temi Tea Gardens, we reached Gangtok in some time. The rain's drizzle welcomed us into the Gangtok. We settled in the rooms. Day 5 was another so-called rest day in Gangtok, or a local sightseeing day in Gangtok. We planned to visit the Rumtek Monastery, which is about 30 kilometers away from the place where we stayed in Gangtok. As I said before, every monastery is different, every monastery is beautiful. So we spent some good amount of time watching all the local people, talking with them, and we even had a chance to go see the top of the stupa and come back. After the Rumtek monastery, we were in the MG Marg to experience the
Rope car. We wanted to see the entire Gangtok through the rope car, so that was another great experience.
And after that, we finished our lunch and did some shopping and roaming around the city.
It was like I'm just reliving my college days, like kind of thing.
Gangtok, it's the capital of Sikkim, so it's a very beautiful, calm and very clean.
And then we just returned back to our hotel.
The next day, Gangtok to Lachung. I think this is one of the most awaited places that we've always wanted to visit.
all we did was we climbed down a mountain, crossed a bridge, climbed up. If we are lucky that day, we do this a couple of times or just once.
That's the very first time I just rode on a terrain with all bad combinations. It is having a off-roading, it is very, very steep, and there is no road at all in some of the places. We will be having only mud.
On the way to Lachung, we had visited the Seven Sister waterfalls. It was beautiful. It was some construction was going on. We were not allowed inside the waterfall. After that, we had the Sikkim checkpost. We had to show our permit, got it sealed, and then we had to ride towards the Lachung. In the Sikkim checkpost, what happened was the police or the army guys wanted us to remove all the cameras. Near Lachung, there is another deviation. There is a board which says you are here, straight goes to Lachung and take a left to Lachung. Lachung is closed because of the floods that happened last year. In between, we had to see the Amitabh Bachchan waterfalls, which is one of the tallest waterfalls and huge, massive one. So we stopped there, took some photos, spent a little time there on the way to Lachung.
The experience towards entering Lachung was completely different. Till then, we had experienced sunny rides, warm rides, pretty cold rides, and there was some rain as well on certain days. But this is the first time we were experiencing a little bit of snow as we entered Lachung. So as we entered, the mountains filled with snow was an amazing view while riding.
And we reached Lachung in the evening and checked out in the hotel, and that's it for the day 6 out.
चलो कहीं दूर हवा के संग जहां पानी गाए सुरों के रंग.
So this was one eventful day, milestone for most of us, at least for me, because I have not seen snow in my life. And we started our riding towards the Yumthang and the 0 point.
यारों के संग मुस्कान लिए.
First point that we visited was Yumthang Lake. Great views. I don't think we would get this kind of a view.
The moment we reached the 0 point,
we saw the snow-covered mountains and we got into the playful mind. The child in us got up.
When we just went into the snow, we all just lost our mind with that beautiful view, and we started running, and within some minutes, I can't even breathe and I was feeling like fainting.
We were asked to leave at the earliest because of the snowfall that was supposed to start in a few minutes. The challenge, as I told earlier, no petrol pumps in Lachung. As a result, a couple of bikes were nearly running out of petrol, and there was one bobber which ran totally out of petrol because of the high altitude oxygen. So a lot of challenges.
So the next day, we were gearing up to ride to Gangtok to do a pit stop there. And I think we took a slightly different route while coming back to Gangtok than when we were riding from Gangtok to Lachung. And this was one of those offbeat roads that the organizer took us.
Day 9 was yet another riding day for us. We had to ride 80 kilometers from Gangtok to Zuluk. Before we started, all the permits in Gangtok were made ready because we were entering the Zuluk. Zuluk required different sets of permits, so all the permits were ready at Gangtok. Everything was organized by our organizer Shantanu. Our first place to visit was Changu, or the Songmo Lake. The Songmo Lake is so special, it is frozen for most of the time in the year. We were lucky to see water flowing in the Songmo Lake along with the beautiful yaks.
And then we just went to Natula Pass. Nathula Pass is again the place where we just see the China-India border. It's next to next we are having buildings, and one building belongs to India and another building belongs to China, and it was a beautiful experience.
The moment we reached the Nathula Pass entry, all our phone clock changed, advanced 2.5 hours automatically because of the timings.
From Nathula, we took a short ride to Baba Mandir. It's a very great place, and the entire road was constructed by the Border Roads Organization. It's a very nicely maintained road.
Then we decided that while we went to Baba Mandir, the next point, we did not want to spend a lot of time there. Rather, we wanted to experience the Silk Route.
So one has to experience the Silk Route to know more about it, or to get the real feel. You know, these videos or my words will not be that effective. So please do plan, see the Silk Route at least once on your motorbike.
Awesomematic route which is having all curvy bends and steeps and slopes.
After the Thambi viewpoint break, we straight headed towards the Zuluk.
The moment we entered into the Zuluk village, almost 500 to 600 meters of off-roading.
The entire Zuluk is as small as this parking lot. There are a couple of homestays. We never even had a hotel with a parking facility.
We checked into Zuluk, stayed there overnight, had some fun, had some homemade food that we had for dinner. And next day morning we got up, got ready, had our breakfast and left to Siliguri. That was the last day.
So we all took a different route to Siliguri, reached straight, safe express, left the bikes for packing, reached the airport, reached Chennai.
Especially for me, I had abundant opportunities to learn new things.
Most of us did not have that heart to ride out of Sikkim because we still wanted to be there, we still wanted to ride more.
We had a blast of a time for the 10 days. The best part was we bonded with many of the fellow riders for the first time.
Different culture we experienced over there, because it's a only state which is sharing almost borders with 3 different countries.
So it's a very awesome trip. And I can clearly say that only few have achievements which is bigger than their dreams. And this is one such thing for me.
Dreams aren't just meant to be seen, they are meant to be chased. And yes, we have chased one of our dream destination, Sikkim. Enchanted Trails of Sikkim.
Enchanted Trails of Sikkim.